They're still sailing traditional boats in the far eastern part of Papua New Guinea, and they invited me to come help work on the solar power and internet at their new sailing school. Today, we're on the last leg of our trip from Alotau to the village of Lumolumo on Pasana Island. We all wake up with the sunrise and load our bags into the car. This will be a last car ride for a few weeks. We stop by the wharf to check on the dinghies and fill fuel tanks. There's a single gas station in Alotau, the same way there's a single ATM. We have to bring enough fuel for the trip back. We make one last stop at the most surveilled supermarket I've ever seen. The car is too full at this point, so I walk the last part with my collaborators, Mimi and Tom. Mimi's an anthropologist and a sailor who's been working with traditional sailors in the Pacific for 50 years, and Tom works with sailors in Madagascar and has a PhD in marine ecology. Just before we get on, this is one of my favorite parts where I get to put my wallet away because it's absolutely useless at this point. We load up 3 dinghies and get ready for 4 hours of backbreaking waves, intense sun, and don't forget, you're drenched. We see one sailing canoe as we're leaving, and I imagine it's a good sign, but actually it's just normal. I'm sitting next to Sanakoli John, who's famous for leading the first sailing canoe to circumnavigate the entire island of New Guinea. He co-runs the school we're going to called Pasana Group, and he makes some last-minute route changes and leads us straight into a rainbow. The mountains are cloaked in mist, and I've never been to this region before, so I have no idea whether it's normal that it's this magical. If you haven't taken this type of trip before, it's really hard to explain the mixture of fun, exhaustion, mind-numbing beauty to it. After 4 hours, we had almost arrived, and we took a moment for one of the boats to catch up. Just around the corner, we saw it, the first silo coming to greet us from Lumolumo village. It was Sana's kids flying the outrigger and showing off. Then another. They just kept coming. We floated past the mangroves to a huge welcoming ceremony featuring dancing, decorations, and music, first from the men and then from the women, while all the school kids watched. After a few short speeches to share some warmth, we unloaded the boats, and I finally got to see the sailing canoes up close. We wound things down, the village treated us to a feast, and we collapsed into our mosquito nets. Tomorrow we get to work.